Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick review on the Cold Steel AK-47 pocket knife. As you can see, I've been carrying this knife for quite a while and I really like it. This knife right here is awesome. The handle shape is very good. As you can see, the handle shape allows the handle to basically envelop the hand. So it can be held like this, it can be held like this, either way. Very good handle shape. I like this hook right here. It's not uncomfortable, but it gives a good place for your pinky to lock. So from here, it's going to be very difficult to lose the knife this way. And there's also a flare here, as you can see. So it acts as a stop for your hand from sliding up on the blade. This handle shape is also very comfortable in the reverse grip. The only possible downside to a handle shaped like this is grip-wise you're limited to this grip with the edge forward and this grip right here with the edge forward. You're limited to only edge forward grips, whether it's blade up and you can have your thumb here, here, wherever, it doesn't matter, or here, once again, you're limited to edge forward. Can you hold it edge in? Yes, you can. However, it's not as comfortable to hold like this. For example, here, now this hook that is awesome for stopping your hand from sliding off the end is now digging into your hand right there. That's neither a positive nor a negative in my opinion. A kind of grip where you have the edge facing you, in my opinion, is more specialized. You know, it's actually, if you're holding it this way, it's not as uncomfortable. Yes, you have this part here digging in a little bit, but it's not that bad. You know, now if you're doing it this way, then yeah, that's a bit more uncomfortable. But I consider this kind of edge-in grip to be more of a specialized grip anyways. You can still easily hold it like this if you need to cut rope or whatever. It's not uncomfortable for that in my opinion. This angle right here to the handle is actually so that you can use the knife like this in a pushing motion like that. I don't really like that grip very much, but you have the option there. And even if you don't do that, in my opinion, it still just fits the hand really well because of that. I also like the blade size and shape. This is a good blade for everyday tasks, and it's even a good shape that you can sharpen this very easily. The blade finish is very durable too. I'm generally not a fan of black coatings on blades because of the fact that they wear off. But lately with a lot of knives I've been seeing, the blade finishes are much more durable than they once were. So that's nice to see. And I really like this because of the fact that this makes it more corrosion resistant. There's less bare steel, so this is less likely to rust. I wish whatever this awesome blade finish is that they're using, that they would also use it on the pocket clip. Because as you can see, the pocket clip finish isn't holding up as good as the blade. It's not a big deal, really. It's just something to take note of, and it's a nitpick. I also like the ambi thumb plate right here. I like this because this makes it a good ambi knife. You can open it right-handed, you can open it left-handed. It just makes it very simple. And on top of that, you can also wave this out of your pocket. As you can see, it waves very well. Very nice wave. Has a lanyard hole, which as you can see, I have made use of. The G10 on this knife is very grippy out of the box, and in my opinion, a little bit too grippy. It was actually catching on my pocket as I was trying to get the knife out of my pocket. Not a big deal, I just sanded the G10 very lightly with some high grit sandpaper. I used some 400 grit sandpaper. Very slow, very gentle until I got it to where I wanted it, and now the G10 grip is perfect in my opinion. There's other things people have been known to do to the G10. I wanted to keep it simple, so I just did the sandpaper method. You have these interesting little scallops on the handle. They do not offer anything really in the way of traction, which to me doesn't really matter because with the handle shape and how the G10 comes from the factory, in my opinion, you really don't need jimping. In the box comes another pocket clip along with 3 spare screws. I really like that they include spare screws because on this knife, I accidentally rounded one of the heads off. The way I did that was, I was outside doing some yard work and I ended up getting sand in my knife. And I don't like that sound of sand in a knife, so I ended up taking the knife apart, cleaning it out, putting some Loctite in it, and it was good to go. Well, I ended up accidentally getting sand in the knife again later on, and I applied too much Loctite. One of those screws actually rounded off. So it was pretty nice that I was able to just get that screw out and take one of the spare ones and put it in. And of course on this, just as most pocket knives, the screws for the pocket clip match most of the screws for the knife handle. The only screw that is different is the pivot. So that's a very nice feature, and I like that they threw in the spare screws. That is something that I wish more manufacturers would do, is include some spare screws in the box. The knife steel is very good. It holds a very nice edge. It is pretty durable. Of course, it wears down on the edge just as all steels do, not a big deal. I find that most of the time I'm able to just drop this to get the edge back, which if you watch your knives and you don't let them get too dull, you can do that anyways. So, not a big deal. The weight on this knife with the lanyard that I added is 5.5 ounces. This knife has no steel liners, and that's pretty much how they get this knife to be so light. It doesn't really matter. It's still very strong even without the steel liners. The blade length is 3.5 inches and the handle length is just over 5.5 inches. I like this knife because it also allows a good grip on it even with gloves on. So that's a very nice feature. You have quite a few color options. This here is the black blade with the black handle, but you can also get a green handle and a tan handle as well. So that's very nice. The blade steel is very good as well. This holds a very nice edge and is a very durable steel. This is S35VN steel. So that's pretty much it. If you've been looking at getting this knife, I definitely recommend it. This here is definitely one of my favorite cold steel folding knives, and in fact one of my favorite folding knives, period. So, highly recommended. If you want to get one, definitely get one. Well worth the money in my opinion. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll see you in the next video. See ya!